Okay, so you've recently inherited a property from a deceased family member, and you're not interested in keeping the property. You all want to sell it. So the first thing that your family will have to do, and I'm going to make the assumption that there's going to be more than just one individual involved. If it's just one individual involved, then the steps that I talk about, I'll indicate that by way of my explanation to indicate to you that a lot of that's not going to pertain to you, or you'll be able to kind of deduce that yourself. But nevertheless, you find out that you inherited property. Well, the first question that you have to ask yourself is there a will? A lot of individuals, believe it or not, they don't have a will. So when they pass away, they have these assets that have not been given, or an individual has not been given instruction on how to deal with this, on who should get what. So when that winds up taking place, and in this situation, I'm going to assume that you don't have the will, because if you have a will, then it's as simple as getting the will probated. That'll usually wind up running you, depending on your location, but give or take, it'll usually wind up running you about $1,200 to wind up getting that probated. But nevertheless, if there's no will, then the question that needs to be asked is, first of all, how many children did the deceased have? Okay. The next question is, how many times has that deceased individual been married? And of those marriages, how many children did the deceased have? The reason why that's important is that the lawyers or whoever's handling the estate, they're going to need to know who all of the possible inheritors are. So with that being said, your family needs to do that research and indicate that. Now, as it relates to the marriages, we're dealing with just the children. But one of the questions that you're going to need to answer is, when the individual acquired the property, was he married or she married to any of those individuals that that were indicated on, whatever your notes are or document, to have been married to those individuals? If the individual, when they had acquired the property that is in question, did not have a marriage with any of those individuals at the time, but maybe just one individual, then the question is going to be, is that individual that they were married to, is that individual still alive? If that individual is still alive, then that individual, depending on your laws, will wind up receiving the property solely to themselves, or depending on what the laws are in your state, that individual would receive 50% of the assets or the property, and then the children would wind up dividing the other 50% amongst them. And that's pretty much how that is going to work. So those are the questions that you'll need to ask. And once again, to get more clarity on that, feel free to wind up giving us a call at our office, cwsbuyshouses.com. We can be reached at 1-800-340-7640. Once again, my name is Gerald Woods in the acquisition department of CWSbuyshouses.com. Thank you.